What you were talking about art and evolution?
Something like, how did art evolve?
Mhm.
Like, what is the evolutionary benefit of art?
This is exactly what language of humanity is about. I'm arguing that art is the first type of communication we developed, or was we didn't even. I don't think we developed art. I think it just developed alongside consciousness we accumulated over time. It just the most primal way of expressing ourselves, to create in abstract way, because some animals that even create some tools, they never seems to, or when they create art, it's always utilitarian to a huge degree. For example, when some birds build nests for ladies to make them look nice, you could treat it as an art form because it's like a nice aesthetic object.
And that would be, it's like aesthetic.
Yeah.
But the point is utilitarian in the sense that it has a practical use.
Yeah.
In that they'll get offspring.
Yes.
But then that's not the case with when someone else is creating art. So how is that going to help someone evolutionary?
Yeah. Oh, yes. I think it departed from the evolutionary purpose some time ago.
Then how do we still have it?
I think because we have this how to say, I need to know this word. This word is necessary for me to explain this. Because we have surplus of creativity, which we gained while evolving and being able to, because in, let's say, 50,000, 100,000 years ago, we were able to only build like fucking houses made out of sticks, and we were unable to do anything else. And nowadays we can put a person on the moon, and so it means that we have a little bit too much of creativity. I mean, too much in, like, we have a lot of it. So we can do something spare with it. And since we gained this advantage over other animals, we had more of it. So it was just evolving over time, and that's why art was evolving, and it was just growing and growing, and we kept doing it. And that's why it will continue forever, because we will only be getting smarter, not dumber. That's my opinion.
I think that their point is, but what reason do we need art for? Like, even if it's a surplus, it's not necessary for our survival. So
no, it's not necessary. No.
That's why it's an evolutionary question. So if something's not necessary for survival, we should not have it. It should like die off, basically.
What you said is Darwinian opinion, that something it's not used must die out. It's not always the case in the abstract realm of modern society. In the past, we kind of were meant to follow the Darwinian way of living because we weren't able to impact our environment, but nowadays we can live with diseases, we can do all different stuff. So Darwin is not a case anymore, and something that is useless doesn't need to die out. That's why we continue admiring art, and that's why we just enjoy this surplus, and it's something we can do with it while doing some other things.
Yeah.
Like, for example, sending people to the moon. I would like to see art made on moon. I mean, you can treat science and scientific apparatus as an art. What do you think? There is this some of the Apollo missions, or Apollo or Voyager, that send the probe to the through the cosmos. It was equipped with this golden plate with information about humanity. If some other alien species finds it, to let them know what we are and what we like. There's some music in it, there's some mathematical equations in it. What would you think would be best to put on such plate if someone actually would find it in another galaxy?
I mean, is that, I guess, because there's a limit, isn't there?
I thought you said a meme.
No. I mean, technically a meme would be alright to put in there.
There's not a limit nowadays.
Okay.
There isn't.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a way talking about
in the 70s there was history
in the world, I think, to get a proper understanding of humans,
that we are,
to see how we've changed and where we've come from and our views, and like, I don't know, I feel like clips from news, satire, I feel like that stuff would
satire.
Yeah.
But would they be able to understand our satire?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, would they be to understand us as a race, would be able to understand that stuff? It's just like, would they be able to understand anyway? Like, what's the point of sending them this stuff? It's like, cool, here's some music.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have that depth of understanding.
There's one thing they would definitely be able to understand, which is mathematics.
Yeah, which is not interesting.
We will send them, but at the same time, I had this thought. For example, the Pythagorean equations or stuff like that. If there is a civilizations out there on the other planet, the idea is that if they are at least as developed as we, they will definitely understand some simple equations.
Yeah.
They must be to create our world or whichever world they will be living in. Technically advanced, they need to know mathematics, because without it they wouldn't be able to do it. So, but at the same time, if the civilization who gets it would be, let's say, 5,000 years ahead of us, and they will get some Pythagorean or some calculus equations that are semi-developed in terms of society, they might be all like, oh yeah, they are chimps still. And they are probably still driven by those primordial feelings. They're still killing each other. If they understand only this much of mathematics, they would probably don't need to contact them. But I was thinking, in terms of art, if they also have the notion of art, they understand the idea of art and creating this, utilizing this surplus of creativity. Art is timeless. You can look at art from thousands of years ago and you may treat it as modern contemporary art. So sending them our art would make them curious instead of disregarding us and making them, because they wouldn't be able to tell exactly from which period. They would just know that we have the sense of art and the sense of understanding there is something more to life than just building and just, pointless. I mean, art you may also consider pointless, but yeah, do you know what kind of I mean? That would be super interesting. I would at least like to prefer to, if I would be the super advanced cosmic civilization, I would definitely prefer to find some art which I would be able to interpret and find a way around it and think about it, many different, hundreds of thousands different things. Just explore it rather than, oh yeah, that's this equation. Yeah, we thought about this 10,000 years ago. Okay, there's 10,000 other civilizations like this. So I would definitely prefer to find this Rubicon logo instead of Pythagorean equations, because that would definitely tell me something. You'd be like, that's interesting.
Do you know what this reminds you a bit of? It reminds you of The Good Place. Have you watched it?
Good Place?
Yeah.
No, what is it about?
It's about the afterlife, or whatever, an idea of the afterlife.
Idea of the afterlife.
And there's this character who has been studying humans for ages. And
hundreds of years or ages?
Like really long time.
Like tens of...
Yeah.
Okay. Like lifetime. No, it's not sci-fi. It's not some cyborg studying people for hundreds of years.
He's a demon.
He's a demon, so he might have lived for hundreds.
Really long time.
Okay,
yeah.
Centuries and stuff like that. Okay.
And he's been studying humans because he's thinking of ways to...
Where's he from?
He's just a demon.
But he lives on the planet Earth?
No. In this kind of afterlife place or wherever they are. And he has a certain collection of things that he loves about, that he personally has chosen that he finds interesting about humans. And for some reason, like, one thing is that he just has an obsession with like paper clips. I guess like little inventions. And there's things that he's always wanted to do. Like he wants to experience the awkwardness of saying goodbye to someone but then going in the same direction. Or like phrases of like when you say goodbye to someone. Oh god, I can't remember what he says.
Is he in a body of a human being?
Yeah, he's disguised, but he's actually like a monster. But he's got like a skin which makes him look human.
Okay, so he's
in this show he just looks as human.
Yeah.
And like something is like he's always wanted to try, like, I mean it's an American show, so he's always wanted to try like these like salt crackers or something. I guess if it was like based in like crackers. England, it's like I've always wanted to try a digestive biscuit or an oat cake. Yeah.
Scientists, don't send mathematics to to the space. Makes no sense. They know if they know how to understand it. They know it does
Just write a note that says we know maths.
Yeah, that's perfect.
We know maths.
We know maths.
So here's some other interesting things.
Yeah, here's some other interesting
we
things.
know maths. If you want to know how much we know, come and visit us.
Yeah, what are you doing for the Inktober?
Like what I'm doing is based on
the
list that they post out, because this man, I feel like his name is Jake or Jacob or something. And he officially set up Inktober.
He officially
2001 or 2011. And there's a website for it where you can see what the themes are for each day of October. And he's posted a list. And the idea is to just be trying to get an artist to be simplistic with their drawings. So they're encouraging just trying to use ink. So maybe that's a marker or fine liner or maybe ink brush. But that's going to be your main drawing. And if you want to add color, you can, but to keep it simple. So I think today, the first thing, I haven't done it yet, but I'll do it at home. The official 2020 prompt list for Inktober. The first thing today is fish.
Do you know song Weird Fish by Radiohead?
Sorry?
I mean, I've never listened to it. Only that song. But you tend towards something. That makes sense. But I tend myself towards something. I think it doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, I guess that's fair enough.
I would be furious. I would be furious if I would get this. If you would tell me like, no, you can't say that. Like, you can't say it like that in Polish. It makes no sense. Well, people will probably eat me alive. You can't speak, you fucker. Why are you teaching me English? Yeah, I hope I would love to have haters.
That's true.
Look, Cookie is craving attention. Look at her.
I think I said hookie by accident.
Hookie.
It's prompts. Like the second prompt is wisp. I'm not going through all of them.
Oh, good.
I'm not going through 31.
Because I'm not sitting through it. I'm already bored.
Fuck off.
I thought Inktober you do it yourself. I don't like this person claimed Inktober.
I'm sure you can do it yourself, but like it's nice.
Yeah, you can. I'm not sure. I know you can. I'm sure there's a way.
Oh my god, you're so frustrated.
So, what are you looking for to gain from the Inktober? A sense of humor? It feels like there was some fucking...
Yeah, so we've had 2 coffees and Matt likes to put a shit ton of sugar in.
And you still want one third one?
I want that tea. I meant the tea.
Yeah, tea will just knock you out.
Sugar.
Yeah.
I'm going to be leaving this here because I keep forgetting to bring a mug because Matt only has one mug.
Yeah, this mug.
That's it.
It's good enough. Why would I have another one? It's like having spoons. Useless.
You can just use your hand.
No, hand. I'm not a fucking savage. I use fork.
I use my hand to stir tea bags.
To take them out, sometimes I use my hand. And then I feel like, oh, I'm a man. I was so fucking hard. Okay, go. What you're looking for to gain from?
I think the idea of simplicity. And I think consistency. And I think doing something every day because
You want your art to be more simplistic?
No, I think having simplicity and founding the foundation of your artwork before you add all those layers is quite nice. And I do like simple ink drawings too.
Yeah, they're really
character.
Nice. I love the Japanese ink drawings. They're really
like
nice.
the brush that...
Yeah.
My granddad does them a lot. I'm meaning to learn, but
Can I see them?
Can I see them? Yeah.
I thought you asking yourself also, can you see them? It sounded like your other personality came out. Can I see them? Can I see them too? Jokes.
I really feel...
Routine. Improve your routine. Your artistic routine.
And yeah, I think because you don't have to do a big piece, it's just encouraging you to do something. And so yeah, just the routine of doing a little bit of art every day.
Yeah.
And I quite like the prompts. I think it'll help me with interpretation. Like, I think it's good to be flexible, to be able to have your own ideas, but also to be able to work with someone else's idea.
Yeah. It's interesting to think whether actually working towards a team or for a team or alongside a team makes something that you come up with less of your idea or more. Yeah, the simple question should be whether to what degree theme allows you to make art your idea? Make a nice sentence out of it, please. That's a perfect
So how
sentence.
would having a theme affect the originality of an artist's work?
That's the team question.
That is a question today submitted by Matt,
No, Wayan.
who we have today.
Wayan. How to pronounce your name, by the way? On the
Jesus.
not Jesus, definitely not Jesus. Wayan.
Say Wayan.
Wayan.
But I'm sure Wayan is the correct way.
Wayan. Okay.
But
Wayan.
no, okay.
And if
so,
fucker tried to say Wayan, you're dead.
yeah, well, that's what you say. Wayan.
Wayan.
So obviously, I've not really seen my name in shops where you get those little souvenirs, like bookmarks and shit with your name on it. I've never seen my name in a book. Maybe I think my name probably is meant to be spelled Wayan though, because I'm Chinese, but Wayan is traditionally Balinese. Yeah, from
Bali?
Bali. It's a name from Bali.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are called Wayan.
Maybe Malaysian.
I think it's Balinese.
Balinesian.
Never questioned. True.
Tell me something about Hong Kong.
I've been there.
And how was it?
I like it. I mean, it's this weird thing of even though I wasn't born there, when you go there, you feel at home almost for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's just a nice big field in front of us. Well, not anymore because I'm a bit of flat in front of the house.
Oh.
And then if you go in towards the field, there's it's just it feels kind of rural. Lots of lizards. And then if you keep going down, it goes to a harbour. But it's also not hard to get into where the town is, and there's like shops, which is similar to where I live in London.
London. We are from London. London? London. London.
London.
London. London. London. London.
Wayan.
London. Do you think that's the etymology of your name? London. Wayan.
I think so. I mean, they got the
Probably.
same amount of syllables, probably.
Same amount of letters. The same letters.
Yeah.
Spelled backwards. Wayan's London. Jesus Christ.
I never noticed that.
You never
before.
noticed that?
No.
What?
London town.
Mm-hmm.
Wayan Chan.
Fuck.
What? I feel like I can achieve so much more now.
Just don't tell that anyone, please, because you won't achieve anything. If you go for a job interview
Oh my God.
and you say, "Do you know Wayan spelled back?" You're like, okay.
Okay, Matt, what would you like to say about Inktober?
I think that I would like to try it, but not now. Maybe next October, and maybe that's it. I don't want to say anything else.
Oh, I think I want to try out Inktober, but maybe next year. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Not sure even whether I should do it. I mean, I would definitely not do it accordingly to this some websites. I do Inktober about birds, not fishes. I mean, unless I do it with my friends. Let's set up maybe John Ink, Ink John. Yeah. What do you think? We should do another month. But maybe not ink. Maybe big painting brewery.
Like your presentation.
How catchy is this? Big painting brewery. And you also make a brew. That's a mind fuck. Fuck, I spilled some coffee.
Too excited.
Oh my god, it's too exciting. Oh, I always get excited when I invent a name for it. If someone is looking for an employee, high position employee, really well paid in a field of name invention, any type of names, you just hit me up and I'll invent any name you want. And the recent name project, Big Painting Brewery.
Sweet and with a kick or something?
Sweet and kick? No. That's the problem, I don't remember.
Sweet
them.
and punchy.
Maybe, but it sounds bad now. Sweet with a little bit of kick. It sounds like a name for
chicken.
You can use it for anything. Yeah, that was the worst advertisement in the history of humankind. Advertisement.
Summarize, Matt is offering his services and he said to hit him up.
But you didn't say what kind of services.
For advertisement.
I can't do slogans, only names. Slogans, no.
That was a slogan, though.
Fuck no, I can't do slogans. Only names. It's name. If I invented it's a name, you can't use it as a slogan. If you use it as a slogan, I'm quitting. See? I wasn't even employed, I'm already quitting. But see, that's my terms and conditions. Yeah.
Oh,
no
good.
slogans.
You have terms and conditions. You're serious about it.
Of course.
So yeah, hit him up.
But not for slogans. There's probably like 10 people like have slogans jobs. Want me?
Fuck, we're gonna have to find someone.
We employ him for a name, and they will be using it for slogans.
Yeah.
What do you think about chimpanzees making art, Wayan?
I think there's an interest in it in the sense that, especially because we're meant to be quite closely related to like chimps and stuff. I thought it was like
Please
chickens.
Yeah.
Or like worms.
No, chickens are more closely related to
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
That'll literally blow your mind if you haven't heard this. Tyrannosaurus Rex, historically, on the timeline, was closer in time to watch a Miley Cyrus concert than Stegosaurus was close to Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Really? I'm actually just more surprised that I just thought they were alive at the same time.
Yeah, that's a part of the surprisement. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
12 minutes left. Hold of the chairs. Someone needs to be blamed.
Smack that chair. It's a bit.
Is it big topic? Chimps making art? They just do something they don't really understand. Whether we understand it even.
Yeah, like, are they trying to create something?
Yeah.
Or are they just doing something?
Yeah, like modern artists sometimes trying to find the more primal way of creating art.
Yeah, but even then they're intending to create.
You can argue that the chimp at some point is, wants to create, but to what degree he understands the plan, it's something we can't really... we'll never be able to answer this question.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Unless they end up communicating about it some way. Yeah, I was about to say this.
I want banana. Nothing more, I guess.
Well, we don't know. Planet of the Apes.
I guess the Planet of the Apes, they evolved into being more intelligent. Before they were the smart apes, they were just still banana.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they evolved to be more intelligent. But yeah, I was going to say the same thing because I feel like there's definitely the capacity that they're seeing the colours and they know what happens if they throw the colour on the paper or whatever.
A different colour than us.
But whether it's a creative process and whether they kind of have that concept of, I'm making a piece of art, I'm creating.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. But some would argue that some people from creating some types of contemporary art don't have this either. Or maybe just fool themselves, they have.
But even then, it's if they're fooling themselves, they have that concept.
The fooling, it's themselves,
it's
is the concept.
Yeah.
Okay.
Concept of creating, that concept of art is going to be there when they are thinking about disregarding it.
Yeah.
There's still, the understanding is still there.
Yeah. I always expect something from the being alive.
That's good. It's good.
Okay, let's finish it.
Okay.
Thank
cool.
you.